right? Shalawam.
Shalawam.
The brothers from GMS New Orleans coming at you with a quick hit. Prior to getting started, we'll give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham,
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. We learn this truth from. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalawam.
Shalawam.
Okay, and we're gonna get into the title of this lesson, which is gonna be without hope we can't win. We cannot achieve the kingdom. And I'm gonna get this quote right quick. It says from Helen Keller, optimism is the fate that leads to achievements. Nothing can be done without hope. Which backs up that point that without hope we can't hope to see the kingdom. We can't, achieve the kingdom.
Yeah. Helen Keller was an author that was blind and deaf her whole life. So, our people that don't have this truth, they're likened unto the dumb, the blind, the deaf. So it's spiritual. If you don't have hope, you can't see what you need to see, which is unseen to the eyes of these people.
I'm gonna read this right quick so we can know. It's a regular lookup of Helen Keller. It says Helen Keller was an American author, activist, and disability rights activist who lost her sight and hearing at 19 months old. She is best known for her work advocating for the deaf and the blind, but just backing up that point that she was blind basically her whole life.
Yeah,
at 19 months,
yeah, that's your
her whole life. And it said how old she was when she died. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but her whole life basically.
Yeah, her whole life. But you can start me off with that.
Romans.
Yeah, that Romans.
That's the book of Romans, chapter 8.
Oh, Salaki. She was 87. So from 19.
Yo.
So from 19 months, she lost her sight, brother, and she ain't died since she was 87. She was blind her whole life.
That's 4 scores, man.
Come on.
Hey, that's Jake. Scriptures tell you we didn't stand on our feet for 350 days, basically. So until the point we got here up until very recently, the late 60s, our elders woke up and spread this gospel, and now Jake is waking up all over the 4 corners. So, it's spiritual, man.
So what that mean? Jake been blind for however long?
Blind the whole time.
So that's just why when it says to come unto this truth as newborn babes, because before this we didn't know nothing. We were still blinded.
Roping in noonday.
You can bring out that precept.
This Romans 8:24. It says, "For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. But what hath the man seeth? For what a man seeth, what doth he yet hope for?"
Because there's no sense in hoping for something that you can see. But we can't physically see the things pertaining to the kingdom or salvation. Although we read the scriptures and we know that it's coming, we have some type of matter of fact, because we read the scriptures and things, this is why we hope in the things to come.
Yeah, brothers use the analogy all the time. Back in the world, we celebrated that wicked holiday, Christmas, which you hope that you're gonna get what's on your Christmas list, which you ask your parents to get you. But once you see the present, you don't have to hope anymore. You got it. So this kingdom is likened unto that. We have a gift that's promised to us. We can't see it physically, but we see it spiritually. If you're spiritual, you can see the kingdom when you look at brothers.
You can finish it out.
Verse 25. "But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it."
Because you gotta have patience. Things you hope for, you have patience in it.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it at that time, so therefore you have to be patient for the things you hope for. You can bring out the one you had.
Let me get this real quick.
Go ahead.
This is the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Right. So if you can see it, there's no hope. You need faith. You need evidence of things that are not seen. And how do you obtain that? Through reading the scriptures, through believing in what you're reading, all right, through fellowshipping, dealing with different brothers, testimonials, being in the truth. Basically, that's how you build substance for things that you can't see.
Um, Give me the word from that quote, optimism, in the online etymology. Bahasham.
Okay. This is. This is the word optimism. It says 1759 from the French optimism, which is from the Latin optimum. It says the greatest good, the best, all right, the best of all possible worlds, in which the Creator accomplishes the most good at the cost of the least evil.
Let's jump down to that bottom part.
What launched out of?
Yes.
Kind
They got a little where start at where it said general sense.
Nah, we don't have a light. All right, all right. Launched out of.
Jake tripping.
Yeah.
What makes you think?
I mean, we got the light.
Bro. Not the light he looking for. Bro.
Yeah, Jake about to get. Hey,
Hey,
but that's
sure.
an example of somebody that don't have hope.
Con.
Because Jake, get high, to escape reality, man.
Yes.
Jake understands that he's going through hell. So what does Jake do? Jake look to escape through drugs, whether it's weed, something stronger than that. Jake
Don't have hope in that.
You don't have hope.
But because we have that hope, this is why we don't do the things that Jake doing.
Yeah.
But you go ahead. Well, I said general sense and then get the rest of it. It's right under launch. You said.
It says launched out of a philosophical jargon and into currency by Voltaire satire. It says general sense of belief that good ultimately will prevail in the world.
One more.
First attested 1841 in Emerson, meaning tendency to take a hopeful view of things.
Okay, so what does the word optimism tie into? Hope. Having hope.
Yeah.
Belief in things. Believe that good will ultimately come.
Yeah.
Which is we not believing that this world will ultimately become good. We're believing in the world to come.
Right.
Which is what YAHAWASHI.
Right. Yeah, that's the only world that righteousness is going to reign. All right. But if you don't have YAHAWASHI, what hope do you have? All right, the elites are a bunch of blood-drinking pedophiles, which most people at this point, I remember when that was like a conspiracy theory, that was crazy. Most people now recognize that the world is run by a series of pedophile rings, and now you got people talking about the Epstein files, release the Epstein. Well, they're not going to release the files because they're on the file. Yeah, all right. Trump, Biden, all of these people, these celebrities, all right, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of these people, they perform odious works of evil. And so if the people that are in charge of the world are completely demonic and given over to Satan, how is the world going to become a better place? This world isn't. This world has to be destroyed, and there has to be a new one that's going to be made in righteousness. And if you don't have YAHAWASHI, how are you going to hope in that?
Which is why it says arise and depart. So this is not our rest. Because there is no rest.
Yeah, and there's no hope. Let me get that other one though for you. This Proverbs.
Baba Kasha. Right before you get that, get the word hope. Because it's going to loop everything together.
Yeah, the word.
And online etymology.
Oh, this is hope. In the online etymology, it says Old English, hopian, to have the theological virtue of hope. It says to hope for salvation, mercy, trust in the Most High's word.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Hey, yeah, I usually read it in the Hebrew or the Greek, but this is tough.
Yes.
It says to trust in the Most High's word. That's the ultimate hope.
Yes, brother.
So if you don't trust in the Lord, what is your hope? Your hope is in, 4 years from now, we're going to elect some other guy who's going to do something different than this guy. Then 4 years after that, we're going to come on, man. That's democracy is for idiots. All right? If you still believe in that in 2025, you're bugged out of your mind.
And just to show you that's the foundation of everything. If you go to the noun, hope, it says the Most High or Hamashiach as a base for hope. So they're the the like you said, YAHAWASHI is that rock that we build upon.
Yes.
So therefore, that's what our hope is in. It says expectation of something desired, trust, confidence, wishful desire, things hoped for.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the point.
Yeah. So even in the etymology of the word, you see the Most High, you see His Son, and you see the promises that He made, which the Bible is nothing but a guarantee. All right, a guarantee is a written promise. So if you're guaranteed something by a man that cannot lie, that's supposed to keep you grounded and rooted. Because no matter what happens, we know the Lord is going to make good on His promise. That's our hope.
Which he's countlessly showed that
Yes.
within his past things. Everything that He said He was gonna done, he's done it. Which is why we're under these curses and things like that. Because He said He was gonna do things. He told us if we went off, then these things will happen to us. Which now is happening now.
Yeah.
So how much more the promises that you got it?
This is Proverbs 13:12. It says, "Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, is a tree of life."
Yes, brother. Let me get that word deferred right there.
I'm going to read it again. It's Proverbs 13:12. "Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life." You gotta speak up.
The word deferred, it says to put off to a later time, to postpone. So the postponement of hope, the putting off of hope, it says what?
Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
Maketh the heart sick. So therefore, you gotta have hope.
Yeah, that's why you have to also stay toiled in the scriptures, because if you read a promise and then you never look back to it, your heart is going to be sick, because it's going to seem like prophecy's taking forever. It's taking too long for the Lord to come back. It's taking too long for the Lord to come back. That's why you had these Christians today. They were looking for the rapture today. Their hope is deferred. So they sick right now, man. And they make a mockery of which Christianity is not in the Bible. Christianity is a pagan religion that these people, they pick and choose various parts of the scriptures that they pretend to believe in when it's convenient for them. And so today they were all looking to get raptured, all right, which means to seize. The Lord didn't seize them with anything but a strong delusion.
If I could see, because as we just read in that word hope on the online etymology, the basis of hope is the Most High and His Son.
Word, yeah.
So their hope is not in the word, obviously, because the word didn't tell us that today the law would be coming back.
Yeah.
Where was that in the scriptures?
Some nigga said the Lord spoke to him in a dream and told him. I'm like, the Lord said He don't know the day Himself.
I was just that's what I was trying to bring it to, brother, because it said no man know the day. Not even the Lord said, not even YAHAWASHI don't know.
Yeah.
So what makes you think the Lord just gonna come tell you? Like you specifically.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell my son. I'm gonna just come tell you.
Hey, Tom. September 23rd. Like, what the?
Bro,
You people
come
are
on,
bugged
bro.
out, man.
Come on.
You people are bugged out.
You had something else to know?
Nah, I'm gonna look for it real quick. You had said something earlier about like the reason that we know. That's not tripping. The reason that we know that the Most High is good on His word is because of the curses, and the curses are bitter, right? Obviously, you don't want your nation to be destroyed. You don't want your woman to be against you. You don't want the heathen to be over you. You don't want to be under the curses, but at the same time, the curses confirm the validity of the scriptures. The curses confirm that the Most High, if He says He's going to do something, He does it. So it's bittersweet. The curses are bitter, but wait a minute, it says these things are going to happen, but then it says He's going to send us a Savior and deliver us out of here. We're going to be on high over the heathen. Like, so if all of these horrible things are true, that means all of the righteous things are true too.
So what does that do ultimately? The curses don't do nothing but strengthen the hope. The hope that we have. Because like you said, we see these things came to pass. Okay, so the other half gotta come too.
Yeah. And you notice like these heathen that come up against the doctrine, one of the first things they do is try to debunk Deuteronomy 28. Because that builds our hope. That builds our faith.
Yes.
So they're like, well, no, this isn't talking about the transatlantic slave trade. This is really talking about 70 AD. There was 5 Jews that went into Egypt. Like, come on, man. A nation of people went into slavery on ships. That's never happened before, ever. A whole nation of people taken from one side of the world to the other side of the world.
No way to kind of make that something else. How?
Yeah. So if the Lord said he was going to do that and he did it, how much more the blessings? Because he loves us. So if you punish your child, obviously when you reward your child, the reward is going to be greater than the punishment because you love your children. So if he punished us this bad, how much greater are the blessings going to be?
Yes.
But just real quick to back what you said is this is St. John chapter 13 and 19. It says, "Now I tell you before it come, that when it has come to pass, ye might believe that I am he." So the Lord tells you, look, I'm going to do this. And then once it comes to pass, that's when you believe. Like if you tell somebody, look, I'm going to get brutally put to death, then I'm going to be raised up in 3 days. I'm going to come back to life. Now, obviously, that's a harsh saying. You know, the apostles, they'd seen the Lord do miracles. They believed he was the Son of the Most High. But just telling the average person that, they're going to be like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. But then you see it. You see this man get tortured and killed publicly in front of everybody. It wasn't like something you hear about. It was like in broad day, like you can see this man like going through it. And then he just show up 3 days later. You see him hanging. You seen this. Bro, what is that going to do to your faith? You're going to be like, yo, you're going to believe.
Listen, you're going to, from that moment on, it's like, okay, whatever comes from this man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Like, it's full belief on this.
Ain't nothing else, man.
Bro, if somebody see their relative or something say, okay, I'm about to die right here, and then they die at a funeral, everything, and then what they told them before, they was gonna come back, and then they come back.
Ain't no debating. Like,
no debate.
We're not about to go. That's why we're not in the spirit of going back and forth with you niggas, man. The more you believe, the less you want to debate. Debate is really something you do when you're trying to find the truth. Once you have the truth, like, I ain't gotta debate you.
What does it say? So what if some didn't believe?
Yeah. Shall that make the matter of fact? Let me get that real
Come
quick.
on, bro.
I'm already in Romans. This is Romans chapter 3 and 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall that unbelief make the faith of Yahawah without effect? God forbid."
So no, it says God forbid.
Yeah.
And then what? Doesn't it say?
I'm gonna keep reading. It says, "Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar."
So it says, it literally says God forbid. Mm-hmm. So all these things are still gonna come to pass. It said let every man be a liar and the Most High the truth. Let the Most High be true and every man a lie.
Yeah. And we seeing that, you know, as the days get closer and closer to YAHAWASHI coming back, all of these people that have come up against the true doctrine, they've all been proven to be liars. Not just the Christian church, not just Islam, not just the conscious community, but these other Israelite camps. They've been saying, oh, the mark of the beast ain't the chip. Well, hey, it's been proven that you guys are liars, and you've been lying this whole time.
Did I tell you to get faith yet? No.
Which one? Hebrews?
No. The word.
Oh, no.
Get the word faith. No.
What's the word faith? It says mid-13th century faith, faithfulness to trust or promise, loyalty to a person, honesty, truthfulness, faith, belief, trust, confidence.
What does the belief go into? Having hope.
Having hope. Because
when you hope in something, you believe that it's to come, that it's gonna come.
Right.
Which give me Romans 5 from the top.
It's Romans 5 and 1. It says, "Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with the Most High through our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach,
Go ahead, continue.
by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of Yahweh.
Come on now. Baba Kashah, verse 2, one more time.
By whom, we're talking about Yahawashi, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in the hope of the glory of Yahweh.
In the hope of the glory of the Most High.
Yeah.
Because it says, and also in that word faith, it says what? Confidence in a person, a thing, referred to by truthfulness or reliability. Which, what we just said, that because of the things that the Most High have said he was going to do, and he's made good on those promises. So that's why we hope in the things that he said he's going to do.
Right. And this is a beautiful precept because it shows you that the only way to have faith and receive, I'm going to read it again real quick, this Romans 5:2, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope in the glory of Yahweh. So the only way to be able to stand in the hope of the Most High is by his Son. He's the only reason that we have access, which if you notice, these Old Testament only Israelites, they don't have hope in the kingdom of heaven. Their hope is in prepping, buying acres of land, trying to build something in Babylon, which this place is clearly about to be destroyed. You have to have hope in Yahawashi to have hope in the scriptures and the promises of Yahweh. The only way to have access to that is by Yahawashi. You can't circumvent it. You can't find some other way. You can't make up your own ministry. He's the mediator. He's literally the only way to the Most High.
No man may come unto the Father but through me. You keep going.
Verse 3, it says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience. And patience experience, and experience hope.
Come on now. So that wraps everything for a loop.
Yeah.
Which is why we still hope through the different trials and tribulations we go through too.
Yeah.
Because all these things is for the greater good.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And when you look at when you read Acts, the different Acts of the Apostles, when they went through tribulations, like if they get jumped, if they get beat up for the word, they would rejoice. Why? Because they had hope. They were like, wait a minute. The Lord said this would happen, and it's happening to us. So what does that mean? We must be those men. Now, when you read in Revelation, it tells you about certain men that are going to be beheaded for not taking the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. So, if you're a brother in this faith and you've been preaching this word faithfully, and you find your neck in a guillotine, you're going to be the most calm. You might even be excited. You might, well, wait a minute. I read this precept hundreds of times, and now it's happening to me. So what does that mean? That means you're of the elect.
Yes, bro. You're gonna exceed with joy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro. Okay, the Lord is confirming me.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking forward to this. All right, let's get it over with.
Bro, these Edomites, they gonna wig out. Like, you excited to get beheaded? What the fuck? Yeah, we're gonna be first on the chariot, man. All right, you have brothers. Obviously, this truth doesn't make you. What's that word? You can't use the S word. You shouldn't self-delete yourself, all right, when you find out you're an Israelite, because you have work to do down here. All right, Apostle Paul said it's better to be with the Father, but we have work to do here on earth. But even though we're not S-sidal, we don't fear death at all, because the scriptures tell you that those that die in the Lord are going to be first on the chariot. So we have hope that no matter what happens, that's why when you keep reading that Romans 8, it's like nothing can separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Yahawashi. Not death, not tribulation, not nothing. So, this word, it invigorates you in a way that you can't get from any other doctrine. There's no other belief that would comfort you even in death. All right, if you were a damn Muslim or one of these conscious niggas that believes he's Egyptian, what hope are you going to have in a concentration camp getting beheaded? You think Amun Ra is going to come down with some lettuce? For brothers that don't know the creation story of Egypt, it's wild. It's diabolical, all right? But long story short, none of these other gods have promised to deliver you even in death, for standing stiffly for the name. We get that hope from Yahawashi.
Yes.
You got it.
I'm about to get the precept right quick. This Revelations 2:10. It says, fear none of those things, in its red letters, YAHAWASHI speaking. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Backing up that point, which we just brought out that word faith, which it brought out faithful, and it also brought out hope.
Hope.
Which, what it says, be thou faithful or hopeful until death, that I will give thee a crown of life.
Yeah.
That's just backing up that point that you had. But give me Psalm 71, 4.
Five, 4 and 5. I'm gonna start at 4.
Yes. Start at 4.
Now, this Psalms chapter 71, verse 4. It says, "Deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of unrighteous and a cruel man."
Yes, because this is what we hoping in for our. This is a part of that the deliverance, our salvation, which continue. You could continue talking about
Come, verse 5. "But thou art my hope, O Lord Yahawah, thou art my trust from my youth."
Okay, because we have hope that the Most High is going to send His Son to save us out of this captivity. What I was going to say? Did you want to say something on it?
Yeah, it said, "Thou art my trust from my youth." You know, and for brothers who didn't grow up, none of us grew up in the truth. So what is our youth? Our youth is when we first come into the truth and find out, you know, the Lord's name, our heritage, and the promises given to us. All right, that's really your youth. When you start to repent and become a newborn creature. All right, some brothers are 5 years old even though they 40. Some brothers are 8 years old even though they 37. You know, your youth in this truth is your strength. All right, when Yahawashi speaks about remember your first love, and really it doesn't get any better than that. All right, in the world, you know, your first love, your crush, that they call it puppy love. Like that's the most in love you're gonna be. You know, when you get older, it's like, all right, you know, you cool.
Yeah.
you just get kind of like jaded. Our first love is this gospel, and it's all we need. Nothing is sweeter than that. That's why was Apostle Paul. He said, "I've set forth the apostles last." All right, nothing is gonna come after this doctrine that's gonna be better than just the basic milk of the scriptures. We're the Israelites, we're the chosen people, we're going to rule on thrones, we're going to be ruling over these heathen, and that's our hope. That hope alone is man.
And ultimately, that love is never going to fade away, because like you said, it's so much in these scriptures, we're constantly learning.
Yeah.
So even the apostles and elders now, they're still learning. So it's so much, bro. We gonna never fall out of love with it. That's why I was with that brother Kaya. He said, "Bro, we can never get bored. Like, there's no way to get bored with this."
Bro, you could spend weeks just going into the Hebrew. You could spend weeks just going into, you know, geopolitics, the history. All right, just the discipline, practicing the scriptures, not just reading it. I mean, there's no if you bored, you've got demons on you, man.
Then even within spending those, let's just say you spend weeks on the history. Okay, once you're done, you still can go back and you've been amidst a whole bunch of, like, it's just so much better. But what I was gonna say, read that precept one more time, Baba Bashar.
That was
the Psalm 71, I think 4 and 5.
The Psalm 71:4. It says, "Deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. For thou art my hope, O Lord Yahawah, thou art my trust from my youth."
Which we hope in the Lord, because He is our escape. That's how we're gonna make it out. Which bringing it back to that point of without hope, we cannot win.
Yeah. If you don't have hope, you finished.
Which I'm gonna bring this out. This 2 Ezra 9, and I'm gonna start at 7. It says, "And everyone thou shalt be saved, and shalt be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, which is that hope. Okay, it says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in the land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. But that point being, it says that everyone that shall be saved by basically by their faith and what they believe. Okay, because these are the thing that's gonna help us to continue and to ultimately receive the kingdom.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 13. It says, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. Whoso feareth Yahawah shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Yeah, when you fear the Lord, how you gonna fear anybody else? The Lord is in control of the issues of death. He's in control over, whether somebody pulls a trigger or not, whether or not, somebody dies in a so-called accident. All right, there's nothing that can happen to you outside of the will of the Lord. So once you fear him, there's nothing, you can't fear a man at that point. If you find yourself being afraid of a man, you bug, you don't.
No, the scripture say, fear not a man that can hurt the body, but fear not a man that can hurt the body and not the soul, but fear him that can destroy both the body and soul.
That's plenty.
You got something else? Yeah, that's all I had. But that was the point, which basically the overall point was, without hope, we can't hope to attain the kingdom. But if you ain't got nothing else,
that was it.
Hopefully this lesson was edifying.
Hopefully.
Hopefully this lesson was edifying. And before we get out of here, we're going to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalawam.
Shalawam.